91% watching Heretics clips are not subscribed. Quick favour, hit subscribe. Free, takes 2 seconds, and helps us question everything together.
It was in 2013, we got contacted by the BBC purely because I think there was a cameraman who worked with the Panorama crew. His niece was in a lot of trouble, and we were able to help his niece. And he was so shocked with what had happened, and also the way we were able to sort of handle the situation within 3 days. And he says this should be brought out to the wider audience. And we started talking to the BBC. Filming had started, and we were able to sort of give them live cases, which they covered. And I think as far back as I can remember, 2013, September the 2nd is when it came out. And we were against Corrie on the other side.
Yeah.
And
that's Coronation. For any Americans watching, it's Coronation Street.
It's Coronation Street.
It's a soap opera.
Okay. We were able to beat their audience that day. And the documentary itself got a European award as well. What had happened is that because we had sent certain youngsters for their safekeeping out the country into North America, the BBC did fly out to interview them, victims who are survivors now. And so BBC World Service picked it up or something. And then that sort of propelled us out to North America, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere. So while we were just raising awareness here, it sort of went manic. And according to the BBC, they said that their iPlayer crashed the next day because that was the most searched program. So because of that, it just sort of went everywhere. And then from small bunch of people, charity, handling a case here and there, and, you had a whole, and people would want to share their stories, what happened to them 10 years ago, what happened to them 15 years ago. And it's not then just about sharing stories, it's about getting the help. And I have a motto: from victimhood to survivorhood, from survivor to thriver. So that's where we want to take the person when the person comes to us. It might be a victim, but we want to not just surviving and not just having a certain quality of life, but thriving in life afterwards.
How prevalent are the Muslim grooming gangs?
I'd say I don't blame the whole Muslim community. That would be very silly of us to do that. But there are a high percentage of Pakistani sexual grooming gangs. Now, I would like to use another word for it, but obviously certain words we can't use. These are groups of people. These are people known to each another. They're not gangs where friends have got together and stuff like that. If you look at the very dynamics of these are people known to them. These are family members. These are relatives. It's quite scary. So I wouldn't blame the whole community, but there is a high percentage within that they thought these girls were easy pickings and easy prey, and they've gone for them. And it's horrible with some of the crimes that some of the stuff that the girls went through. Whether it's their cultural background, whether it's where they've come from, whether they deem that others' children are fair game, that's something they got to really investigate. But
you must have some suspicions about why it's so endemic to British Islam or British Pakistani Muslims.
I have, but then again, there's some certain words that I don't think I would be able to really share them because they are sort of deep and. But treating young people as objects and below how they treat animals. Where are they getting that? Where are these people getting that? I was talking to a father only about 4 days ago whose daughter's insides have been ripped out completely and she can't have any children. You know, so what kind of mindset that you have to be so depraved to do something like that? And that just doesn't destroy the child. It destroys the whole family unit. It messes everybody up in the family, the mother, the father, the extended family.